What do you think society's version of beauty is?
I think it depends on what kind of media outlet you're looking at. I think, all the tabloids and advertisements are going to show you very thin, almost sallow looking women with just very strong features, very small, like muscles, just advertising the clothing and maybe not so much like body or personality. And I find that if you go more onto even Instagram or other social media outlets, you find people maybe celebrating a little more of who they are or putting themselves out there a little bit too much. So I think there's like a fine balance. I think no matter where you look, there's going to be a different version of what gets the most likes or what gets the most hits, depending on what's being sold. So I personally feel that as long as you're healthy and you're making good positive life choices and habits for yourself, that you are beautiful. If you can feel good about the choices you're making for yourself, then that is beautiful. I think one can be I used to be very, very, very thin or kind of skinny, and then, when I wasn't going to the gym. So I didn't feel beautiful, even though a lot of people were like, oh, you're so thin, I want that. I was like, well, I kind of know I'm not that healthy, so I don't feel beautiful, even though you're telling me that I am. And so I guess, but this year I was just like, I want to get more fit, and not in the sense I need to lose weight, or it's like I just don't have very much muscle, I'm tired, I don't eat very regularly, I need to get on this. And so some of my girlfriends and I, we were like, let's go to cycle, let's go to body pump. And so we started going to group classes together, and we just kind of kept each other accountable in that way. And so even after I left, like, those habits are formed, and I don't need those girls anymore to kind of be my like backbone going into a gym that I've never been to before. But it was good in the end to have done a lot of those things together, because it kept it happening. Mm-hmm. But I just felt more like the choices I was making were like positive for me, and so that really had a good effect mentally. And I think that's what we really need to look at in terms of what beauty is and what exercise is. You don't exercise to be thin, you exercise to be healthy, and I think that has such a great positive effect. What it is. I think everyone on the street has a life that's as complex and vivid as our own. I think that's something we forget a lot. Everyone has their own body issues, along with career and relationship. Like, everyone has this complex life that's almost as, but we don't hear about it because we don't know them very deeply. So just granting to them the understanding that their life is difficult in other ways, that they're going to have their own body issues, they're going to be different than mine, just kind of letting that hit you and saying, okay, well, if I really want other people to treat me well and speak about me well, then I need to grant that same kind of understanding to other people. And I think that's where you start off with loving everybody, not turning the TV on and critiquing everyone and whoever is like on news articles, women on the street, and just not being catty, as so often we are. We can just very materialistically have conversations about people very easily, but we're not necessarily ideas. And I think starting off with that is a really good way of kind of hitting the body, of improving negative body image all around. And then you get it down to the fact where once you remove that like materialistic barrier, so to speak, you can actually get to know someone. I think that's where love everybody comes in, because then once you're looking past the physical person they are, you can actually get to know who they are inside. And I think that is something that we're losing as a society. I think we always have never had it fully, but I think we're being more and more detached from it. I think it's something to be aware of.